Hey guys, it's your friend Kat here, and today we're going to do a makeup transformation of a character that lives in water from the movie The Shape of Water. If you haven't heard of this film, it won an award for being so well made of this creature that lives under the water. In a secret facility in the 1950s, a lonely janitor woman falls in love with this underwater creature being held captive. It's such a unique storyline. I really wanted to turn into this character by the director Guillermo del Toro, who's one of my favorites. His name is the Amphibian Man. He's played by one of my all-time favorite character actors, Doug Jones. I love his fins and everything, so let's get started and turn into the Amphibian Man from The Shape of Water. First of all, I'm getting my hair out of the way and putting it back in not only a ponytail, but a low braid, because I'm gonna attempt something crazy and put on a bald cap. If you haven't put on a bald cap before, you do not have to do it for this makeup, but I decided to do it because it's true to character. This character does not have any hair because it lives underwater. Then I'm getting some glue stick and powder to flatten down my eyebrows. I did about 4 layers of glue and powder. You want to make sure when you put the glue down it's tacky enough to put on the powder, but you also want to make sure it's completely dry before moving on to the next layer of glue and powder. When that is completely flat and dry, it is time. Now you could actually paint on top of your eyebrows. But before doing that, I'm getting some hairspray to make sure my baby hairs are not in the way when I put on a bald cap, because you do not want to rip them out. That would suck. First, we are fitting our head for this bald cap. It looks like a giant balloon or glove for our forehead. Before putting on some adhesive, I'm using toeless today, which is really pricey. You could also use prosaide instead. Just make sure you don't get either one in your hair. I'm putting it all around on my forehead to start off, then on the sides of my face down to my neck, making sure it's adhered properly. I do not have to cut ear holes for this, since this amphibian creature from Shape of Water does not have any ears, it seems like, or it's hidden behind his gills and fins. Cutting the excess down to make sure it fits properly. Making sure it dries with a blow dryer. Once all the adhesive on that bald cap is completely dry, it is time to get some prosaide. We're putting that on our nose, and as you can see, on our upper lip. All the areas that is going to fit this prosthetic. It looks like a cat nose. I got it from mostlydead.com. They are one of the most greatest websites for makeup effects prosthetics. I'll put the link down below to get this. You can fix some of the edges of your adhesive if it bunches in on itself with a brush and some 99% alcohol. Then I'm gonna get a red stipple sponge and some liquid latex. If you guys haven't seen my videos before, I love red stipple sponges with the liquid latex to stipple on the edges of my prosthetics, and I'm doing on my bald cap because it mimics the texture of my skin to go further beyond the prosthetic and on the bald cap to look like the texture, so it doesn't look like I just slapped on some pieces to my face without it looking real, like a creature. Once that's completely dry, we're gonna need some prosaide with a red stipple sponge again. Stipple that all over the surface of your foam prosthetic, because this is gonna give it a barrier so that the latex prosthetic won't get too soggy, and at the same time, the makeup will adhere to it better. It will stick. Speaking of pieces you can slap onto your face, now I'm gonna get some fish gills for humans. This is also from mostlydead.com. These are amazing, realistic looking fish gills that I'm putting on with some prosaide. If you ever wanted to have gills looking like a human turning into a mermaid or merman, these are for you. I'm putting them on the sides of my neck, putting about 2 on each side. You really want to make sure you layer these and read the directions that you get if you ever purchase these from mostlydead.com. I'm also putting them near where my ears would be, and I'm stuffing some cotton behind them just to make them flap out more or stand out more, to look like the fins on the side of the amphibian man's face from the movie The Shape of Water. You really want to look at reference pictures of him from the movie if you want to do this makeup. You don't really need prosthetics either. I'm sure you could just paint the face or use tissue paper and liquid latex to make fins instead of buying these ones if you're on a budget. But since I have these fins, I'm doing 2 on each side where my ears would be, and the ones on my neck before, and 2 on my head. Then I'm getting some liquid latex with that red stipple sponge again to stipple the edges, making them look seamless and blend into my skin texture. and all over my bald cap because we don't want to have a smooth bald cap next to the pores of my actual human skin. Then, once all that is stippled on the edges, I'm going to dry it down with a hairdryer. This hairdryer is from Graveyard Girl, her collaboration with Bellamy. It has gator scales and it is the best hairdryer in all the land. I am not even joking or kidding you. But now we are going to get a white eyeliner pencil and start drawing the outline of the amphibian creature from the movie Shape of Water's eyes and the features on his face. I'm just going to draw this over my usual eyes on the eyelids. When I close my eyes, it'll look like this creature's eyeballs because I do not want to use sclera lenses at this time. They are over $100. Never used them and I'm scared to because those are my eyeballs and I don't want to harm them. But you definitely want to look at reference pictures to draw on these eyeballs over your eyelids to make it look like that creature from Shape of Water. Don't you want to look like him? Because you know I do from watching this video. Once those eyes are drawn on, I'm going to get some PAX paint in this beige color. I'll make sure to list the color name down in the description box below, along with all the products I use in this video. PAX paint is equal parts of paint with prosaide to act like a barrier so that regular makeup won't seep into the pores of this foam prosthetic. And it won't get mushy and gross and it'll deteriorate away if you just use regular paint without PAX paint or any type of makeup that's suitable for foam latex prosthetics. You can use foundation for your skin. I'm using some of this PAX paint on my chin and on those gill fins on the side of my face where my ears would be. Just on the edges of it and on the gills on my neck as well. I know this is starting to look creepy and I look like a mutated teddy bear. Especially when I move on to this color called Raven by MEL PAX Paint on my bald cap area. What I'm doing with this color of PAX paint on my bald cap that looks like muddy poo, as you can see I'm covering those fins on the top of my forehead as well. I am starting off with layers. I'm not going to use completely black on this flesh tone bald cap and on the pieces of the prosthetics because I want to do multiple layers of paint to give it texture, dimension, and depth to make this look like a real fish creature and not just painted on bald caps and things I stuck onto my face. That's why I'm doing this layer on parts that are the darkest parts on this fish person amphibian creature from the Shape of Water's face. Parts of his forehead that you see here that I'm coloring in like this deep brown color is actually black in the movie, and I'm going to layer on black on top of it later. Once that dark brown paint is on the base of your gills or fins and the bald cap, we are going to put a little bit around the edges of our prosthetic. We are drying it with a hairdryer and it is now time to paint our lips. I got a cream blush and painted that as the lip color because this amphibious creature has like a nudie coral blushing lip. Putting some lines of shadow on the upper lip and on the bottom lip of the lip. Then I got some black aqua paint with a black stipple sponge to do some shadow on the side of my face beyond the edge of this prosthetic. With that same black aqua paint, I got a very large brush and decided to paint some black over that dark brown PAX paint. Again, this is going to give you more pigmented layers so that the nude bald cap won't seep through. Doing parts of the face that are pitch black on this character. Then I got some yellow cream paint, but it wasn't the correct color, so I got some foundation color that matches the PAX paint and put that on my neck and parts of my chest. Now it's time to get more of that black aqua paint around my neck and the gills and on my lower cheeks. And not only that, you want to make sure to move onto your shoulders. Look at a lot of reference pictures. There isn't that many of the full body of this amphibian man from the movie Shape of Water. The only reference pictures I could find of his full body is of the makeup effects crew putting on his makeup for the character's role. Doug Jones, who plays the amphibian man, does such an amazing job. I really want to make sure that this looked like him and certain parts of it were very pigmented. I even put some marks of black paint on my forehead. Making sure that's dry before getting a fan brush. I love fan brush for texture on creatures like this on the fins and gills. Then I got some turquoise bright blue aqua paint. Once the black paint is dry, you can use cream paint as well if you don't want these paints to seep through or you're scared of that happening. One paint might not be as pigmented as the other, so you can use cream paint instead, but it has to be this bright turquoise aqua color. To do the lines and all of the blue marks on his head, putting more black paint on areas that you think you need. On your eyebrow area, you can use cream paint as well instead of aqua paint in case you don't want the aqua paint to seep through your eyebrow covers. Using that Teal Aqua paint again to do more details on the forehead. You definitely, like I said, want to look at reference picture of this creature from The Shape of Water to do this makeup. Think of almost like tiger stripes and dots around the mouth area. I love the bright, beautiful blues all across his face and all the patterns. It's so unique and so detailed. I then got a black cream paint stick from Mehron to darken in parts that I feel like it skipped on the aqua paint on my shoulders and everything. Then I got a very tiny brush with the foundation and colored in the bottom eyelids of this creature. He has skin tone eyelids, like the creases of the skin folds of the bottom eyelid. And took my finger and got on my under eye area as well with the same color. Then I got some black aqua paint, or you can get cream paint if you don't want it to crease as much, on my eyelids to fill in his eyeballs. This creature has pitch black eyes that are so mesmerizing. It's not just solid black, we will color in other things later, but right now I'm getting that same brush with the paint doing lines across my face towards my nose, doing some shadow. More shadow with some black cream paint very lightly with the stipple brush. Then I got one of my favorite products by Graftobian. This is their gold pigment that turns into this liquidy, like liquid gold that's beautiful. And I'm doing the details around his eyes. He has this ring of gold around his eye that sparkles with dots in it. Like I said, reference pictures really do help, and you want to make them semi-even. Do more gold texture on parts of his forehead. He has some patches of gold in places. I'm doing more of that aqua teal color on his forehead and the shoulders as well. He kind of looks like an underwater creature from deep in the ocean. That's like an anglerfish sometimes. I then got some yellow paint on top of the gold just to make it stand out more. I got more of that gold paint to do spots across the black and the teal. You can even use gold eyeshadow for this. I even got some bronze eyeshadow near the gold and some contour colors to contour around my mouth with some dark gray colors and on my nose as well to just do some shading. With the same cool tone contour powder I've been using, I also put that on the edge of my fins or the gills on the side of this creature from The Shape of Water. And on my chest as well, where the black meets that skin tone foundation. And you cannot forget his upper lip and near his nose as well. And after that, we are completely done with our amphibian man makeup transformation from the movie The Shape of Water. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup video. I know it's a lot of prosthetics and techniques, but I hope you guys learned some makeup skills in this on how to draw over your eyes, do different eye shapes over your own, techniques on layering on different colors. You don't have to just put straight black paint onto your skin tone. This makeup look is so creepy but so interesting to me at the same time. I love anything that has to do with mermaids, and I feel like this character is mermaid-esque even though it's a creepy fishman creature. But now it's time for me to transform back to myself. You want to use isopropyl myricate if you have prosthetics. Make sure you really soak it onto the prosthetics to remove it properly so that you won't destroy your skin layers and damage skin cells, because that can happen. Like I said before, all the products I use in this video, especially from mostlydead.com, thank you so much to them for providing all of the makeup prosthetics lately in my videos. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, I'm on there every day, also Twitter, to find out when these videos will come out, a little bit of life updates and video updates especially. Thank you all so much for subscribing for more videos in the future. This was so challenging for me. This whole makeup took me 3 hours or more. I think a little bit over 3 hours. I love FaceTiming my friends looking like this. Even if you don't have prosthetics, FaceTime your friends with crazy makeup. It's so much fun to see their reaction. Just don't scare them too bad. Like if they're scared of clowns, don't show up as a clown on their phone. You know what I mean? But thanks for always having fun with me, guys. It's time for me to take a shower and wash this off. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!